Hi, folks. Welcome to Crisco's Corner. Unfiltered commentary. And not your truth, the real truth. Please like, share, and subscribe. And as always, thank you for your support. Welcome back from Fox News. Texas House Speaker signs arrest warrants for absent Democrat lawmakers. Now, actually, I go along with this. You should do your job. You know, those of you that don't follow my channel, I was a council member in upstate New York, city council member in the 2000s, and I was there for 2 4-year terms, term limited out. And the first 4 years, I was in the minority, and it sucks. It really does. It sucks. And it's a lot less responsibility, but it sucked. And the same goes for the Democrats in the Texas State House. Yeah, you're in the minority. It sucks. You do what you can. And shows them here on a plane. Now, by the way, this is before they were supposedly all vaccinated, and they're all ready to go, and look how smiley they are. And they hit out in Washington. I think a few went on vacation in Portugal, I heard. And a whole bunch of them got COVID. Morons. Let's read on. Texas House Speaker Adade Phelan reportedly signed civil arrest warrants Tuesday for dozens of House Democrats absent from the state capitol in an effort to stymie a controversial voting bill put forward by Republicans. It's not controversial at all. And in fact, they even made it less lax than pre-COVID laws. See, here's the trick. Here's the 3-card Monty where they're trying to, or the pea under the shell, or whatever you want to call it, the scam, is they're saying that anything that makes more security to the voting process in the state of Texas that's less than what they had with COVID in 2020 is voter suppression. Well, that's nonsense. They lifted the security in a lot of stuff. And they turn around and say, well, you know, I heard somebody say this the other day, and it makes perfect sense. Well, you know, there's never been any fraud proven. At anything that would change elections at any scale at all. All right, we'll say that's true. So you're sitting there, and you're talking to your wife or husband or boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever, and you say, you know what, honey? We've never had a break-in here at the house. Never. So let's get rid of our alarm system. We've never had a problem. Let's unlock all our windows and doors, and let's get rid of the alarm system. We've been here for 20 years. We've never had a break-in. So what do we need the security for? Duh. What do you think? Unbelievable. So 52 Democrats left the Capitol last month to keep conservative lawmakers from having the required quorum to move the legislation. The warrants will be delivered to the House Sergeant-at-Arms tomorrow morning for service, a spokesman for Phelan said Tuesday, according to the Texas Tribune. Now, my understanding is they're 5 seats short. They're 5 members short of a quorum. You only need 5 or 6 to show up so they continue with their business. Not many. Any of these Democrats that are in slightly state, now these aren't congressional people, these are state representatives. If they're in a state legislative district that's maybe 50-50 or close, and you're a Democrat, and you're in a, we'll call it a swing state legislative district, you're going to have to rethink your thoughts here. I'm not sure what the terms are for the Texas State House, probably 2 years. I know they are in New York in the Assembly, where I live in upstate New York. You're going to have to say, you know what? We did what we could. We proved our point. We lost this one. Let's move on. We'll see what happens. Hours after the state Supreme Court ruled the Democrats could be civilly detained, the Texas House voted 80-12 to issue the warrants, the Dallas Morning News reported. Supreme Court had overturned a Monday district court decision blocking the warrants. That's the state Supreme Court. Texas lawmakers came back Saturday with a second special session ordered by Governor Greg Abbott, but it's still been unable to make a quorum, according to Fox 14 in El Paso. Now, I've been in El Paso since I was a kid. I was there twice to go across the bridge into Juarez. And we're talking now mid-1960s. And when Trump said there's some S-hole countries or cities, believe me, Juarez is one of them. And that was mid-60s. But anyway, I digress. State Representative Chris Turner, chair of the Texas House Democratic Caucus, said in a statement Tuesday, "It's fully within our rights as legislators to break quorum to protect our constituents. Texas House Democrats are committed to fighting with everything we have against Republicans attacking our freedom to vote." What a crock. You know what? I'm not even going to mince words. I'm already in the doghouse with as far as shadow banning goes on YouTube. What a crock of bullshit. Complete crock of bullshit. There's no voter suppression with the new laws. In fact, they're even less lax than they were before COVID. Republicans made a similar move in July during the first session when dozens of Democrats left the state for Washington, D.C. in protest of the bill. But law enforcement jurisdiction ends outside of the state, and Felon ended up issuing one arrest warrant for a Democrat who came back to Texas briefly but then left again for D.C., according to KFOX. Many of the Democrats have now returned to the state, but not their jobs. Oh. All you need is 5 or 6, I think. The first special session was ordered by Abbott after the Democrats staged a walkout during the regular session in May to block the bill. Now, here's the thing. Governor Abbott right now is in a primary battle with Lieutenant Colonel Adam West. He is the former head of the Republican Party for Texas, a retired lieutenant colonel. I believe he was, if he was Marines or Army, I'm not sure. Doesn't matter. Well, it matters to him, but doesn't matter to us. He served his country. Good for him. And he even mentioned about maybe the Senate state legislature vote on seceding from the Union. So he's very conservative compared to Abbott. So this is pushing Abbott a little bit farther to the right, which is a good thing in this case. The warrants would allow for lawmakers to be brought to the House chamber and wouldn't involve criminal charges or fines. I question whether the Texas Department of Public Safety or anyone can break down my door to come and put me in shackles and drag me there. Jesus. Democratic State Representative Vicki Goodwin told the News, "I feel certain that if I can stay in my home and stay off the House floor." The Democrats claim the voting bill in question amounts to voter suppression against minorities. Our Republicans say the provisions like requiring an ID to vote by mail and banning drive-through and extended hours during early voting make elections more secure. The quorum requires 2/3 of the chamber's 150 members, leaving only 4 short as of Monday. Okay. So it's down to 4. All right. It's, they don't know what else to do. They don't know what else to do. And I think in a lot of parts of Texas, especially for these legislators, they're in deep blue state legislative seats. So they can pull this crap, and there's no political penalty. We were looking out for you. We were looking out for you. We were looking out for you. And the whole thing's a lie, an absolute lie. There's a video I saw on YouTube, someone talking to a person in the Senate. It's a subcommittee hearing. And she listed like 25 things you need ID for in Texas. And every single one, the lady says yes, 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 yes. You consider any of those racist? No. You can't do this. You can't rent a place. You can't do this. You can't sign up for welfare. You can't. The list is endless. And somehow that wasn't discriminatory. It's amazing to me. Absolutely amazing. And here's the part that I think people aren't getting, especially minorities, not just in Texas, but all over the country. Think about fundamentally what they're saying. You're too stupid and you're too ignorant to find out how to get a voter ID or how to get ID. That's what they're saying. That's what they're saying. You're too dumb to go down and get one. You don't have the internet connection, or you don't have this, or you don't have that. What a crock of crap. Every single municipality, I know in New York State we call them the DMV, Department of Motor Vehicles. In every state I'm sure they call them something else, but it's the same. You can get ID whenever you want. Yeah, it might be a pain putting together the things you need to to prove who you are, all right, then it's a pain. It's security. It's like I said earlier, you don't turn to your wife and say, you know, honey, we haven't gotten broken into in 20 years. Let's get rid of our alarm system. She's going to look at you like you're stupid. Why? Because you are. Until the next time, goodbye and good luck.